understand that I have a following and an audience that I engage with, and it would be smart for companies to send me things in a hope that I would promote them.
I mean, the only way to engage Dad in any meaningful communication is to start the conversation with your name.
Wireless is dead, so if you do make contact, do not engage.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Talk Word. Today, we are going to tackle a word that you probably use all the time without even thinking twice about it: engage. You know, it's one of those words that seems super simple on the surface, but the more you look at it, the more you realize, wow, this is kind of complex. So let's unpack it together. I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about how engage can mean so many wildly different things? We use it for conversations, for marriage proposals, and even for, car parts. It seems so basic, but it manages to connect all these very different ideas, and that's exactly what we're going to explore right now. Okay, so to make sense of all this, we've got to find the main idea, right? The common thread that links every single one of its meanings together. Once we find that, I promise all the different ways we use engage will start to make perfect sense. Let's start with the basics, the good old dictionary definition. It says engage means to occupy, attract, or involve someone's interest or attention, or to participate or become involved in something. Now, the two words that really jump out to me here are involve and attract. It's all about this idea of pulling something or someone in. So if you only remember two words today, make them these: connection and involvement. That's it. That is the central idea that ties this entire thing together. Whether we're talking about ideas, people, or objects, to engage is to create a link and become actively involved. Keep that in your back pocket as we go through some examples. All right, let's put this connection and involvement idea to the test. First up is the category you'll probably hear the most often: engaging with people and ideas. This is the social and, the intellectual side of the word. Just think about it. You can engage in a great conversation where you're really listening, really contributing. You can engage with a book that just completely pulls you into its world. Or you can engage in a debate, actively jumping in. In every single one of those cases, your mind is connected and involved. And here is a perfect example. When we say the speaker engaged the audience, what we really mean is she captured their attention. She created a connection, right? She made them feel involved in what she was saying. Their minds were totally hooked. Okay, so moving on from that more casual, intellectual kind of connection, let's look at a much more formal meaning. This is when engage isn't just about some temporary involvement. We're talking about a serious commitment to the future. And the contrast here is just fascinating. Engaging in a chat, that's temporary, super low commitment. You can stop anytime. But being engaged to be married? Whoa, that is a formal promise, a high commitment pledge to connect your life with someone else's. The core idea of connection is still there for sure, but the level of involvement is on a whole other planet. All right, so we've gone from the abstract world of ideas and promises. Let's get physical. The third meaning of engage is all about action. It's about physical parts connecting and getting involved with each other. Think about gears in a machine. This is a perfect visual. For those gears to engage, the teeth have to align and physically interlock. Once that connection is made, they're suddenly involved in a new action together, transferring motion. It's a very literal, very mechanical form of our two key words: connection and involvement. And this whole idea of interlocking action isn't just for machines. It also applies to much more intense situations. When we say two armies engage in battle, it means they've made contact and started to fight. They are physically connected in conflict, and their actions are now directly impacting each other. Whew, we have covered a lot of ground, from conversations to commitment to combat. So let's take a breath and put it all together in a simple little guide you can use as a reference. And here it is, all laid out. In a social context, it's about involving your attention. In a formal context, it's that big promise to connect your lives. And in a physical context, it's about parts interlocking to kick off an action. Three really different uses, all sharing that exact same DNA: connection and involvement. So now that we've really unpacked engage, you've got a much richer, much deeper understanding of this powerful little word. The next step is to actually use it, play with it and listen for it when you're out in the world. I think you're ready to truly engage with the English language in a totally new way. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, you will absolutely love our app. It's called Talkword, and you can get these awesome podcast-style explanations for any English word you can think of. It is the perfect way to keep your curiosity going and deepen your understanding of the language. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.